What's up, guys? This is Michael. Going to be casting round 1 of League of Dota Season 3. This is going to be from the America division, I guess you could say. This is round 1 game. I had a couple of delays because Steam decided it was a good time to go down. So, you know what, Steam? Screw you. You made me waste 20 minutes sitting here doing nothing, and it sucked. But we're now in a game. And we have, well, I think I might have casted Roguemark before. They definitely were not known as Roguemark when I casted them. I definitely recognize Red Bull and Agent Flo. I think Alrin is also familiar. CTS, though, I don't think I have casted them before, so should be pretty interesting. I mean, with all these people who are participating in League of Dota, I'm bound to run across a couple of duplicate casts, so we'll see what happens after this game. Looks like Roguemark going to go open up their game with a Naga Siren as well as Dazzle. Now, a big thing that's in Dota right now is the minus armor strat, and you go for stuff like the Dazzle, you go for stuff like Slardar. Naga Siren technically does have minus armor, though Riptide minus armor isn't exactly as intense as an amplified damage. It's still pretty workable, though. I mean, Naga Siren's a good pick, Dazzle's a good pick, so I mean, you put them together, you get minus armor synergy, you're bound to have a good pick somewhere. Also, Naga Siren illusions into surround into shadow wave. Physical damage burst? It's a thing, kind of. It's not a strong thing, but against someone like Weaver, who's just really soft in general, and you really just got to burst down, it could very well be a lethal combination that will hopefully for Roguemark kill off the Weaver. But Cutthroat actually going to prioritize that Weaver very highly, along with the Ancient Apparition, who is also, along with Dazzle, one of the biggest support heroes, at least right now in the game. I'm sure they'll fall in and out of favor as teams get a little bit more experience with them. But yeah, right now going to prioritize the Ancient Apparition. Goes pretty well with Weaver, though not too well. I mean, Weaver is generally almost guaranteed to land all the Chilling Touch charges, I guess you could say. Yeah, I guess they're charges. He usually does land all the charges just because he could always chase with the Shikuchi. So you're pretty much guaranteed that, which is pretty nice, although Weaver doesn't really have any synergy with Cold Feet or anything like that. That's fine, though. I mean, sometimes all you need is a little bit more damage, and that's what Weaver is going to deliver with the Ancient Apparition. We actually have a couple of really high-tier heroes that are available right now. They go for Ember Spirit, they could go for Centaur. As I said before, Slaughter would be actually really good for Roguemark, though. It'll be a little bit awkward in the lanes, seeing as though Crystal Maiden and Dazzle is going to be their support lineup. Naga Siren, most likely their primary farmer. Not too much room for another fish, but maybe they'll find space for another fish. Who knows? Cutthroat, though, going to go with the Lich, so that's going to be their support lineup. Lich as well as Ancient Apparition. No hard lockdown among their supports, which generally isn't the best. I mean, you want to have stuns on your supports because your supports are going to be moving all over the place, at least in the early stage, so you actually get value out of those stuns. Definitely not too late to pick up some stuns, seeing as though they do need a mid-lane hero. Though, really, against Roguemark's team right now, if they just have a ton of slows, lots of chasing power, they don't really need any lockdown, though. Roguemark could definitely pick something up so that Cutthroat are going to be forced to stun. Roguemark, on the other hand, as far as dealing with Weaver, they have Crystal Maiden for a Frostbite and Naga Siren's Net, two tools that are pretty good at shutting down the Weaver's Shikuchi, though right now they have nothing that shuts down his Time Walk. I guess Poison Touch a little bit, barely anything. So yeah, Time Walk is going to be a pretty large benefit to the Weaver. But now with the Elder Titan pickup, Roguemark suddenly find themselves with a lot of damage. I guess that it does fit with the minus armor lineup. You get the natural order. It's like not the same kind of minus armor, but it's more or less. It does reduce their armor, and sometimes that's all you need. So Roguemark going to go big on the physical damage. If they're going to go all in, I'm not too sure right now because Elder Titan, I feel like you would probably go to a solo lane, run Crystal Maiden, Dazzle, Naga Siren, tri-lane. It's a decent aggressive tri-lane. I mean, Dazzle does need his levels, but at the same time, if you could land a heal bomb on the likes of a Lich or an Ancient Apparition, they're just going to crumble. But Lich, Ancient Apparition, they're both scary in their own right, so if it is a try-v-try, it is going to be a very dangerous lane, really from both ends. Uh-oh. Their captain DC'd, guys. if he doesn't return, just say which hero you guys pick, and we remake. Oh, not an issue. Okay. It seems like he's back, but is he really back? I mean, if it's not really too big of an issue, they just say, we're going to pick so-and-so, and then Roguemark can't pick or ban it, and there we go. We're in the clear with an Undying pick. That is very interesting. Okay, so what I'm thinking right now from Cutthroat is that Lich, Ancient Apparition, they both technically can solo mid lane. Actually, Ancient Apparition mid lane is pretty sweet. Like, I gotta be honest, it's a pretty nice lane. But it's not the best. I'm thinking Lich, Undying, Ancient Apparition just all go in a lane together. Leave Weaver to his own devices. And then right now, both teams probably going to look towards a mid lane hero. If you go Undying, Lich, Ancient Apparition, that's going really, really aggressive and trying to shut down a late game carry. I mean, Naga Siren can carry a game if you give her enough time. She gets a really fast Radiance or maybe Diffusal Blade to start farming heads instead of creeps. She could be a devastating force come late game. However, at the same time, she's a hero that, although it's not like Gyrocopter or Luna, she can contribute a good deal in the early stages as well. I mean, that's why you see Naga Sirens occasionally being picked up as support heroes, because she can contribute to the team, and she can be very effective even though you may shut her down, kill her a couple times. So, going super aggressive, I don't really like the idea from Cutthroat Syndicate. Like, it does work sometimes if you are up against a super hard turbo carry. If you're going to be shutting down a Spectre, if you're going to be shutting down a Faceless Void, then that's when I would say, yeah, go for it. You just gotta make sure that they're dead and they stay dead, and that is a really good way of doing it. But Naga Siren, even if you kill her a couple times, she'll be able to contribute a good deal. She doesn't really need the farm to do so either. But they could, of course, do a couple of switch-ups, and it'll be a little bit awkward, their lanes. I mean, usually you would say that these three heroes are quote-unquote support heroes, and yeah, they pretty much are. If you put them all together, that's super aggressive, and is the aggression worth it? Well, I mean, they could still just go for a very, very mid-game heavy push, or mid-game aggression lineup. I mean, they already have a Weaver, which isn't the... he's pretty good in the mid-game as far as carries go, kind of like Naga Siren. He could do a lot of work, even though you may shut him down early, so he doesn't need that much to get going. So, they could do something like that. They still do need a mid-lane hero, however, Roguemark are going to be forced to pick that one up first, however, so Cutthroat will know that they're either going to be facing a mid-lane Elder Titan or mid-lane, whatever Roguemark decide to pick up right now. So then Cutthroat get the advantage there, which is something that naturally does happen whenever the picking goes in such a fashion. And it is going to be the Ember Spirit. So Ember Spirit probably going to go towards the mid lane, Elder Titan solo, CM, Dazzle, Naga Siren all going to play together in a lane. Ember Spirit is going to be pretty hard to deal with, I would say, from Cutthroat Syndicate. They could go for something like DK and put him in the mid lane. I would say it's still slightly Ember Spirit favored. Yeah, he could melee versus melee. I don't know. That's probably dangerous. Okay, probably something ranged. Storm Spirit, Invoker out, Death Prophet out. Pushing, I would say, is kind of off the table. They could go just for Pugna, but Pugna versus Ember Spirit isn't that great either. I don't know. Cutthroat Syndicate. They need a mid lane hero to deal with the Ember Spirit. And Ember Spirit's still at that point where I would say many teams, although by now they've played against him several times, he's still kind of hard to absolutely pin down and, really get a beat on. So, he's a fairly wild card. So, hopefully Cutthroat Syndicate could get something out of it. Oh, there you go. I mean, why didn't I think of it first? Roguemark, oh, you have a problem with the mid lane? Well, let me choose Viper. Suddenly, you win the lane. It's a miracle. Viper's OP, but at the same time, Viper's going to have to worry about Crystal Maiden as well as Dazzle roaming the gank. Now, Dazzle isn't that much of a threat, but Crystal Maiden with Ember Spirit, that's a real threat, because Agent Flow on the Ember Spirit, assuming that he could get the Sleight of Fist into Chains combination, Woodlock is going to be initiated from very long range. And if you follow that up with Frostbite, then unless the Viper has a couple points in Corrosive Skin, he's going to be taking a lot of damage from magic damage. And even if he has a couple points in Corrosive Skin, he's going to be taking a good amount of physical damage as well, seeing as though the heal bomb is pretty much guaranteed at least one hit onto the Viper. And it's not that much damage, but still there's going to be a lot of physical flowing onto this mid lane as well as a lot of magical. I get my Bastion announcer. There's no Bastion announcer there. Okay. And we are in the game. Let's see how Cutthroat decide to lane this one. Looks like it is going to be dual lanes. Okay. It's going to be Ballbuster on the Undying, joining the Tin Can Tan on the Lich. Duo laning. The top lane, Woodlock, is going to be solo laning the mid as the Viper. And on the bottom lane, we have Bob Loblaw's Lawblog. Nice reference to Arrested Development right there. And Geki going to be on Weaver. Oh, Bob is going to be playing the Ancient Apparition. On the Rogue Mark side, we have Alrin going to be playing the Elder Titan, and Red Bull on the Crystal Maiden. Already found Tin Can. Is he going to... I think he should have dropped a Frostbite there. Would have been a lot of free damage. But instead deciding to let the Lich go. Red Bull is going to be playing the Crystal Maiden. Grave is going to be on the support. Dazzle Duck Life is on the Naga Siren, farming up top lane. And Agent Flow is going to be holding down mid lane as the Ember Spirit. Versus the Viper. I'm sorry, Ember Spirit. There's really not much that you could do here. There's going to be a lot of damage. I mean, the Flame Guard not really going to do that much, but I still think you get it. I feel like Flame Guard is probably the best tool that you could have as far as an aggression tool on Ember Spirit. Of course, I'm not that experienced with the hero, so, you know, what do I know? But at the same time, if you're dealing with Ancient Apparition and Lich, to a lesser extent Undying, just having magical shielding is really, really nice, and I think it's worth it. So this top lane, it's a 2v3 lane, and 9 times out of 10 you would say the 3 lane wins, just because a tri-lane is usually designed to shut down one hero. If there's 2 heroes, they'll be able to do a little bit more, but still they don't have that, you know, they're not fighting equally. But I actually would say that this is the case as well. Grave is going to do his part zoning out the enemies, and Alren is going to be forced to go 1v2 on this bottom side, but Elder Titan, he's the type of hero that could still find his farm when he's not being pressured by any stuns actively. If Ancient Apparition was, you know, Vengeful Spirit or something, then he'd be in a little bit more trouble. But now, oh, Elder Titan has the movement speed. He's going to lay some big hurt onto Bob Loblaw's Lawblog. As one hit, is he going to get a second one with the bonus damage? This is pretty much a double damage on this Elder Titan. He has a Spirit as well. If he gets one more hit, the Spirit might just be enough. Oh, he canceled it midway. And now here comes Geki. He's going to land the Spirit regardless. Oh, he wants this kill. There's one hit, but it's just not enough. Plus 20 pales in comparison to the plus 41 that he just had. So he's going to be forced to back off for now. But forcing away this dual lane as the Elder Titan, that's a pretty big win in and of itself. Of course, now Geki going to be doing some pretty heavy damage. So again, guaranteed almost to land all the shots from that additional magic damage. Agent Flow now going to try to toe-to-toe it with Woodlock. It's going to be actually a pretty close fight, but Woodlock getting burned down a lot by this shield. This might be the first blood. This is going to be the first blood. Oh, Woodlock, you stayed for way too long. Underestimating the Ember Spirit. And that's, again, making him a pretty wild card. I mean, you'd usually be able to lock down and pin down, okay, this is the contribution that a Queen of Pain is going to make. This is the contribution that Invoker is going to make, or a Puck. Just because those heroes have been around for forever. But Ember Spirit still has the inexperience of his enemies at his disposal. So, I mean, usually you could do that kind of stuff with Viper. Not so much for Ember Spirit when you have a level 2 Flame Guard burning you down. It doesn't seem like a lot of damage at first, and then you stay for 2 seconds, and you're like, holy shit, I'm dead. And then you die. So Agent Flow taking a pretty good advantage in this mid lane with a solo kill. I mean, I expected that there would be potentially a kill on this mid lane to start things off, but I thought at least the Crystal Maiden would be involved. Ember Spirit getting a solo kill is pretty damn dangerous. That's going to give him... he already had his bottle, but it's going to secure his boots, and now topside, Ballbuster might be in a little bit of trouble. There is no Nova on the Crystal Maiden. They're a little bit too far away. They might just cast a spell anyway, just put free damage on. Yeah, they are going to do that, but no kill going to happen. Tin Can going to drop a Nova onto Red Bull. And, of course, that won't lead to anything either. But so far, Roguemark 1-0, leading them in the mid lane. Bottom lane, doing pretty well, all things considered. 4-0, not exactly the most. Elder Titan not getting the most last hits from his Spirit, but still being able to just sit in the lane. He's level 4 now, 1 level above the Weaver, which you would expect. You would hope that your solo lane is levels higher than the enemy dual lane, simply because they're sharing experience. And sometimes you get shut down, but this isn't really one of those cases. Elder Titan is getting quite a bit, and whereas you compare that to Lich and Undying, they're both level 2. And Naga Siren, Dazzle, they're level 3 and 2 respectively. Crystal Maiden also level 2, going to be doing all the stacking pulling. And of course, while I am doing that, kills happen. That sucks. Well, I mean, Chilling Touch does a lot of damage. I guess I probably should have paid a little more attention down here. Agent Flow is going to make his way down here, but I don't think he's going to be able to find anyone. You get the chains off onto Geki, but that's not going to be doing anything at all. He's really going deep for this one. And a pause. Of course there's a pause. Alright, so Bob Lawblog, he's going to be able to get out just fine. And Geki's going to stick around, but I don't think they could kill him within the duration of chains. It's maybe 2 seconds. Flame Guard, he'll get a little bit of residual burn damage from the shield, even though he is Shikuchi'd. It's a possibility. It's a slight possibility, but he's less than 500 HP. He has 6 armor. Maybe he lives. I bet he lives, but just barely. Maybe I'm underestimating Natural Order. I definitely am. It's hard to evaluate how powerful Natural Order is. But either way, Weaver is leading in terms of farm Naga Siren. Not too far behind though. 21 CS is last hitting pretty decently. Really, there's nothing that this Undying or Lich can do about this. I feel like if they just move one hero down to the bottom lane, they shut down the Elder Titan that much harder. Prevent him from getting even experience. And then whoever's on this top lane, probably Tin Can, is going to get the sacrifice experience. That's pretty much guaranteed. But right now, there's 2 heroes that are up here having a total last hit deny score of 1-1 between the 2 of them. They're really not doing anything right now. They're not shutting down the Naga Siren. They're not messing with the supports pulling or anything like that. They're barely absorbing experience. You could have 0 heroes in this lane and they'd be doing just as much. So, yeah, this top lane isn't really going the best for Cutthroat Syndicate. Of course, mid lane did drop once versus the Ember Spirit, and they're pretty even as far as CS is concerned. And here we go. Back into this game. And, well, Agent Flo still searching for that AA. Is instead going to turn his attention towards the mid lane, towards the bottom lane where the Weaver is still around. Chains into shields. Well, there's the Spirit, and there's the chains. There's the no shield. Okay, not even going to burn the mana. Fair enough. I guess he definitely knows the potential of Ember Spirit better than I. So I will leave it to his discretion. But now sticking around in the lane just a little bit more. I think he wants level 6. He definitely does want that. When he gets that, the likes of Ancient Apparition, if he returns to the lane, not safe at all. And he got it. Okay, so he got level 6, and now Viper is going to be just in so much more trouble. He does have Viper Strike, which is a pretty good out versus the Ember Spirit. I mean, Searing Chains is annoying, and he will still get burned down by Flame Guard. But I think Viper Strike mainly for the slow, just because all of it's going to be absorbed by that Flame Guard. It will keep him safe enough, I would say. So I don't think Agent Flo can get a kill on this Viper unless Viper just stays for way too long. Especially if he starts chipping right now, then he should be just fine to push this Ember Spirit out of lane at least slightly. Taking a look back at the top lane. Duck Life picking a fight 1v2, but yeah, still this Lich Undying. They're not really doing anything. Usually when you pick up an Undying, the goal is to kill the enemy lane and kill them constantly. And well, so far total kills on the top lane amount to a large 0. So this Undying pick so far not really doing anything. This Lich pick so far not really doing anything either. And now topside, no, Red Bull still holding on to that Frostbite. And Alrin going to try to pick a fight with Geki. This is not a fight Elder Titan really wants to take. You see just how much damage at 1 level, 2 levels of Chilling Touch? Yeah, 2 levels of Chilling Touch. Still, that's a ton of damage for a level 2 skill. Like, that was an obnoxious amount of damage. And Alrin's now going to be forced to play very far back. The Elder Titan does have enough mana. He doesn't really have any Soul Ring or anything like that, so he can't necessarily spam his skills to, force back the Weaver, but he's still being enough of an annoyance to warrant him staying there. Whereas topside, there is no annoyance going on here whatsoever. Just denying creeps, which is like something, I guess, but not really. Agent Flo now picking up a regen rune, thinking about diving this top lane, perhaps. No, he's instead set his sights towards the Viper, who does know about this haste rune, this regen rune because of that ward, and well, nothing's gonna happen at all. So 6 minutes in so far, only 2 kills total. But still, wouldn't be surprised to see Rogue Mark, yeah, pretty far ahead. 500 gold, not too much. Experience earned slightly in favor, actually, of Cutthroat. Gotta owe a lot of that to the sacrifice of the Lich. Swing that experience every however long level 2 is. 36 seconds. You get an experience swing, which is, substantial enough. Despite the first blood. And here we go, top lane net onto Tin Can. Frost Blast is going to come down as well as the Tombstone, but wow, look at the physical burst damage Holy Jeebus, that was a level 2 Shadow Wave into a Nova, into a Riptide, and they just got annihilated. See, you can't actually do that. Like, 2v3, that is probably a bad idea. I mean, given Undying, you would think it would be a little bit of a better idea, but just a net into simple bursts, and then they're just going to get destroyed. And they did get destroyed. Like, so destroyed as promised. If they both return to that top lane, I'm going to be surprised. I'm surprised. They're both returning up to the top lane. Well, I guess it didn't work the first time. Maybe it'll work the second time. I guess they are keeping a little bit of experience away from the Naga Siren, but she's already level 6. She's getting a ton of farm. She could rush her Radiance. I don't really like Radiance on Naga Siren, but if you could get it fast, then why the hell not? It's a big item. It's a big ticket item, and getting it quick means that you're going to be able to farm that much faster. I personally prefer Diffusal Blade. I just like being able to kill things early. But that's just me. Agent Flow, what are you doing? Oh, he's sharing the bottle. What a good guy. What a good guy, that Flow. He has double damage rune now, and Woodlock is going up to the top lane, does have a headdress, so he's going to try to work on the mech. I would think they would need a little bit more damage, actually. I mean, Ancient Apparition on Dying Lich, you would think one of them would be able to get the mech. Mech on Viper is still really good, don't get me wrong. But something like Boots first, maybe? That would be pretty good. Duck Life, going to get Frost Blast. He's going to pop the song and walk out, though. Zombies clawing at her tail. Duck Life, run! And, okay, that's an interaction that I didn't remember. You can kill zombies with physical spells. And Shadow Wave is a physical spell, so suddenly Ballbuster realizes that too, and he's a lot sadder. Song of Siren being forced out, I would say it's okay, but that they really need to kill this Naga Siren. Like, simply forcing out skills isn't enough. And now Bob Loblaw, oh, stepping up way too far, but not being punished. They could have just turned around and killed that guy so easily. Like, 3v4, not a problem. Meantime, bottom lane, Alrin is on the run, is marked up by the bugs, and Geki has a time lapse, and one more hit. There you go, Elder Titan going to drop on the bottom lane, and then Geki going to time lapse right back into an angry tier 1 tower, not gaining any HP. Tin Can on top side is going to get initiated upon with the net, but huge damage once again from the Riptide. There's a Frostbite onto the Lich and the Sleight of Fist onto 2. Now Ballbuster on the way out, but he's not going to be able to escape. The chasing power plus the Flame Guard damage over time, and 3 in the top lane are going to drop. And just like that, Rogue Mark take a sizable lead in this game. This level 4 Riptide absolutely destroying the Cutthroat Syndicate's health pools. And, I mean, 3 armor on the Undying, 3 armor on the Lich. That's just not enough. Whoever's coming up here, you better cancel that right now. That's a terrible idea, Ballbuster. I don't really know what his plan was there. Like, 1v4 me, bro. No, you don't do that. You just don't. And if Lich comes up here too, then he's gonna die. Just avoid this fight. Cutthroat, please. Just let it drop. Meantime, bottom side, Alrin going to once again try to pick a fight with Geki. There is a time lapse, so there's no way this Elder Titan can actually get this kill. If Geki plays his cards right, he could actually turn this one into a kill of his own. He's a Shikuchi. He has time lapse ups though, and he's actually starting to burn out the effectiveness of that. The Spirit is going to be summoned, and Geki not spotted. The Spirit is going to connect though on the Weaver. This is a dangerous game of chicken that they're playing on this bottom lane. It looks like no one is going to be the winner. Agent Flow is going to come in and bail out his Elder Titan buddy. It looks like everything's going to be just fine, aside from a couple bugs that are going to be flying through. Free farm, why not? Easy gold, 32. That's pretty much a melee creep. Almost. You know what I mean. By the way, 2-7. Weaver is still farming pretty well for the Radiant side, but all the aggression, the successful aggression on the top side is going to give Naga Siren, I would assume, her Relic. Yes, her Relic is up. Naga Siren is... Oh, wait, that's a completed Radi? No, it's a drum. They would have combined, of course. I was like, wow, Naga Siren already has a Radiance? No, but the Radiance is going to come by 15 minutes, especially if they get another good fight going. I mean, Duck Life is getting the easiest lane in the world, despite being up against 2 enemies. These 2 enemies, they have no stuns between the 2. They just have a good amount of slow, but that's not going to win you the game versus 3 heroes. And bottom side, Courier gets sniped off. Agent Flow, you done killed the Courier, man. You messed up, Agent Flow. And now the Courier is going to be forced to take a little bit of a break. Poor Courier. At least it delivered the drum beforehand. Agent Flow is going to be enraged by the loss of his Courier that he's going to try to go for Geki. Or go for Loblaw. No, it's instead Ember Spirit who's going to try to book it. LoD Titan is in the area, but he's teleporting out. Bad time to be leaving your buddy. He's going to take a lot of free damage. Chilling touch charges. There they go. And Ember Spirit getting absolutely wrecked by that Weaver. Man, that's a lot of damage. What a great skill. Chilling touch. So underrated before. Like in the past, it used to just be like, oh, you actually never level this skill. But now you get it all the time, and it wrecks lanes. And Ancient Apparition, not yet level 6, but still contributing quite a bit as far as damage output. Plus 70 magic damage is no joke, especially if you could land all five attacks of those magic charges. Duck Life is going to get a free one. Tin Can going to walk up way too close. There is the mirror images, and Ball Buster. Look at the physical damage from that level 3 Shadow Wave. That's with the illusion, so that's 4 units. 4 times 140? Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of damage, guys. That is a crap ton of damage, especially when you still, again, only have 3 armor. So Duck Life isn't going to get any kills out of that, but that's completely fine. I mean, he forced Ballbuster, at least way back. He's not going to force him completely out of lane, but Ballbuster as well as Tin Can, they're essentially dead heroes right now. They actually can't contribute anything to that lane. They need to be grouped up in a big way. Loblaw now going to actually put the Chilling Feet on the wrong target. That's going to cost him his life at the very least. Geki is going to escape, just barely going to put a little bit of damage onto Red Bull, but he's now without Shikuchi for just a little bit more. The chains are actually going to miss. Here comes Chain Frost. Will not bounce at all. 0 bounces there. Red Bull going to once again get a Frostbite onto Geki, and will it be enough? Nova is going to miss, and Fire Spirit will miss as well, but Ember Spirit might just get the kill. No, Healing Wave's going to miss, and Geki, one more hit is going to do it. There it is. Red Bull from downtown. Crystal Maiden is going to find that kill, and now Tin Can. Oh no, Tin Can, you stayed for way too long, bro. Searing Chains. No, just a shield. That's good too. Going to save for the Searing Chains so we could land it on both of them. There we go. Quick double kill for Agent Flow. A multi-kill has been had on this bottom lane. Ember Spirit absolutely wrecking fools. 603, 1400 gold. He's well on his way to his Battle Fury. He can get the big sword if he wants to. I'm assuming that's what he's going to be going for with the Ring of Health. I don't really see why he would go for anything else. But yeah, this Ember Spirit is just running a train over Cutthroat Syndicate. And I mean, LoD Titan hasn't really been doing much this game, but really, when you have a Naga Siren who already has a Radiance, maybe not up, but available, you know, as soon as the courier decides to fly his lazy ass out there, then you are looking at a huge long-term disadvantage for the Cutthroat Syndicate. I mean, you would think that they would have an edge right now. This is kind of when they would be slightly stronger. Late game, they have a Weaver and a Viper. Viper's not too strong late game. Weaver's pretty damn good, but versus Ember Spirit and a farmed Naga Siren, yeah, you're not going to win that. Not in a million years. Agent Flow going to try to 2v2 along with the Dazzle. He's actually going to try to back up right now. He's bottling up as he flies, and now Tin Can. Oh, it's a 1v2. Tin Can is actually going to get hit by the Nova just on the tip. Red Bull is also going to die. No, there's a Grave as Agent Flow rejoins this battle. Doesn't have Searing Chains. Wants to use it on Woodlock, I guess. There it is. A lot of damage now going to go onto this Viper as the aura comes in from Alrin. There's the kill. And CM has died in the meantime. Geki does have Shikuchi, so he's going to be just fine. Again, not too much hard stun on the Rogue Mark side. But unless Bob Loblaw teleports out right now, I think he might just be dead. And, oh, they don't see him. Oh, now they see him. Agent Flow is going to get this one real easily. Put up the shield, put up some fire spirits, clear off some trees. There is, no, Alrin, there you go, securing the kill. Agent Flow's now got to run, but he has a flame guard, so I don't really think he's going to be in too much trouble, though. He's completely tapped out of mana. This tower shot won't kill him, but he turns around for just like 1 second. I don't really think it definitely would have mattered. If he didn't turn around for that like split second, he would have just been fine. In the meantime, top lane rather, Naga Siren gets a free one on Undying and a tower. Yeah, that's a 15-minute Radiance with boots, 1,300 gold in the bank, and she's just going to walk out. Woodlock is not fast enough to catch up to this Naga Siren. Zombie Slow isn't going to do it. And Naga Siren finds a free kill. Wait. Naga Siren. Oh, wait. Naga Siren. Yeah. Where did they... What? Okay, never mind. Did Naga Siren not get a kill there? Am I just hallucinating? Like, it's not here. Destroyed a tower. I guess Undying escaped? I don't know. I'm hallucinating, maybe? I'm potentially hallucinating. I'm seeing illusions, guys. Agent Flow, though, completing up the Perseverance. He's going to be a very devastating force for, you know, a good amount of time. Ember Spirit does decrease in power when it gets to super late game. I mean, he's very reliant on the cooldown of Sleight of Fist, very reliant on, you know, just staying in the back, sniping off targets. And in late game, it's a little bit harder to do so. But here we go, big fight brewing up in the mid lane. That weave scaring off Cutthroat Syndicate just a little bit. Red Bull is under cover of invisibility. Now Woodlock potentially in a little trouble. Whoever steps past this river mark might just be dead. This is a giant don't go here. Don't go that way. Woodlock, please. Red Bull thinking no? I mean, if whoever he initiates upon, they're probably going to die. Oh, Red Bull. Well, everything's going to miss on Woodlock, but they might just get him anyway. Sleight of Fist with the Searing Chains. He's going to take a lot of damage. Chain Frost, though, as Alrun drops very low very quickly already. 2 are dead. Crystal Maiden is going to drop, along with the Elder Titan, and the Ember Spirit is going to follow. And another, as the Dazzle gets picked off in the back end, trying to turn around for Shallow Grave. That's not going to happen. That was the wonkiest possible initiation that Rogue Mark could have taken right now. I mean, that initiation was... You don't start with Earth Splitter, like, that's not what you do. You're not going to hit anyone with that. It goes so slowly. If you get hit by that from that range, you're kind of just asking for it. They didn't burst down Woodlock. They just got completely demolished. Now they're going to lose not 1, but 2 towers. It will be a 2-for-1 trade, which isn't the worst. Naga Siren wasn't a part of that fight. Song of the Siren would have bailed out most of the Rogue Mark team. But still, Duck Life is farming, and in the end, they lose 2 towers plus 4 heroes. That's a pretty big loss. You can see the gold chart reflecting how much of a loss it was. Going to put the EXP gold almost in reach for the Cutthroat Syndicate to actually take the lead there. Naga Siren going with the Boots of Travel. I actually don't mind this. No, it's pretty good, I would say. I don't generally like Boots of Travel. I just don't think that they're really good as items, or as an item. But with the Naga Siren, you could actually split push really effectively, and if you get Boots of Travel, then you could split push even more effectively. Like, just because she has illusions, she could stick around, maybe summon one more set of mirror images, and then still teleport in to the middle of a random creeper or whatever, and then Song of the Siren bail your team out. As far as Boots of Travels in game situations, this is, I would say, one of the better ones. Top side now, we have Geki, who's going to eat the net with the Lincoln Sphere. Red Bull, no, that was actually a Frostbite, and the net was dodged by Shikuchi. But now they sure as hell know that there is, in fact, a Lincoln Sphere up on the Weaver. Has a Mithril Hammer as well. Weaver absolutely collected during that last fight, and Geki, going to be netted down once again, is dusted up, but instantly into the time lapse. Poison is there, as well as the minus armor. Geki's going to take a lot of damage. There's the Nova, but not quite enough. Tombstone is down. Bob Loblaw is going to be yanked back. And now Duck Life is going to try to take out that Tombstone, but taking a lot of damage while doing so. Mech is going to pop, keep the Naga Siren alive, though she's completely tapped out of mana. There's a Stomp, as well as a pretty good freezing field from Red Bull, all things considered. Not going to get any kills, but at least ward off the rest of the Cutthroat Syndicate, as the Naga Siren does make her escape. Maybe forced to base, I would say. I mean, unless there's a substantial amount of Arcane Boot support, but there's one only Arcane Boots. Yeah, just one set of arcs. They're not going to be able to keep this Naga Siren here for very long. I mean, Agent Flow could still jump into this fight, although without a TP it will be a little bit more difficult to do so. If Agent Flow comes up, this could actually still be a good fight for Rogue Mark, even though they may not have their Naga Siren. Naga Siren has enough for a Riptide, has enough for a Song of the Siren. I mean, only one of them, obviously. But what is Ballbuster doing at such low HP? This is just a free kill. What? I don't know why Undying was there at 0 HP. And here comes Agent Flow, gonna get chains onto 2, as well as a pretty good Sleight of Fist onto the rest of them. Agent Flow is gonna get stunned up, though, with the Chilling Touch, and it will be enough to bring him down. Woodlock, though, will be the trade. So far, it is a 1 for 2, and Duck Life is gonna get 2 of them, and Tin Can also gonna get caught with the Song. Gonna unleash Chain Frost and Delta Split. Weaver in the meantime. What? Bugs killed out the Crystal Maiden. You don't see that every day. It's a 2 for 3 in the end, and I think Rogue Mark are going to be okay with that. Obviously, the Ember Spirit taking a 1v4 for any period of time is a little bit risky. I mean, Duck Life came from the back and collected with the Radiance, though, so I think all things considered, Rogue Mark are going to be perfectly okay that happened. That was a... Yeah, I guess that was just a 5v5 straight up, so... Taking 3 for 2, that's not terrible at all. Radiance inactive. I haven't seen that icon in a very long time. By the way, Naga Siren working her way towards Manta Style. More and more illusions. And then at that point, Cutthroat Syndicate. They don't have that much AoE at all. Ancient Apparition has Ice Blast, and that's it. Lich has Frost Blast, which doesn't really do that much. Viper has none. Undying has a little bit, but it's not actually like the huge damaging kind of AoE. It's more of the slow, methodical AoE, and you really need Burst when you're dealing with both Mirror Images as well as Manta-style illusions. This Manta is going to be absolutely huge on the Naga Siren. You know, the only thing that's really not going for Rogue Mark right now is the fact that Roshan is going to be very slow and very dangerous. They don't really have great Roshan killers. Naga Siren is pretty terrible at doing so. But, hell, as long as they're getting the towers, and they're getting the towers, and kills, I think they'll be okay with just, you know, sitting back and farming. Now that Ember Spirit has completed his first Battle Fury, I say first, hopefully we'll be seeing, I think we're going to be seeing 2. I want to see more, but, you know, you can't be too greedy. He's going to be pushing out that bottom lane, whereas the rest of the team going to start to mobilize up on top side. Rogue Mark assemble. They do have fortification. They can pop it, or they can just sack this tower. I think both of them will be pretty good options. Here we go. Teleportation in from the Dazzle. And that is pretty much going to be it. Duck Life sitting on the bottom lane with the Ember Spirit. Just the 3, I would say, non-cores up on this top lane trying to defend it, while the split pushing from Duck Life with that Radiance is just putting in work. Has his Manta style very, very soon. And, well, Cutthroat Syndicate, they're just going to keep bashing their heads up against this top lane tower. They'll eventually get it, but at this point, is it worth it? Stomp going to slow down Woodlock again. I mean, it's a low-level Stomp, but it still lasts for quite a while. And they're going to chip at the tower, and it is denied. They got nothing for that. They're going to pop the dust, and that will force Geki off. And that is... Oh, Duck Life could actually take this. No, he can't take this. Oh, that was Geki. Never mind. Thought that was Undying. But Duck Life has been pushing the bottom lane the entire time. They spend like 2-3 minutes just banging at the top lane tower. They do get it down, but it ends up being denied. That is like worst possible scenario, because basically they just wasted past 2 to 3 minutes. I mean, top lane tower isn't of significance at all. And now Song of the Siren. Who's initiating on who here? Oh, the Courier's a free one too! Duck Life gets a free one. He doesn't have illusions, and the Song of the Siren doesn't deactivate in time, but Woodlock taking so much physical damage with the aura now from the Elder Titan coming in as well. Weaver on his way out. Agent Flow, can he land the chains? Looks like the Weaver is going to live once again. Chain Frost is going to fly, but it will be dragged off by Grave. Weaver still on the run, will get chained up, and will die. It's double kill for the Naga Siren. Now I guess bottom tier 2 is going to be pretty clear course of action. They get a free Courier off of that, plus 2 free kills. Unfortunately, the Naga Siren Elder Titan combination did not quite connect. But you know what? That's fine. You don't need everything to connect as long as the enemies are dead. And the enemies are really, really dead. And their tier 2 tower on the bottom side is going to be dead as well. Duck Life is going to absolutely tear through that with his illusions. And now I think Duck Life gets a Heart of Tarask. Cutthroat Syndicate are going to have some very, very... a large amount of luck. I mean, Ice Blast has to land, Chain Frost has to do a lot of damage in order to actually kill this Naga Siren. And even then, there is a Shallow Grave right behind her. So illusions get healed for a little bit, but Ballbuster gets burst down to almost no HP. That was just a level 4 heal on illusions that didn't actually do any damage, I don't think. There was no Riptide there. Also a Sleight of Fist to be thrown in there for good measure. Ballbuster sticking around at no HP. I mean, he's going to restore a little bit from Flesh Golem, but is it really worth it? I don't know if it is. Needs another Sleight of Fist. Going to put up the shield and try to spirit his way out of there. He will get out of there, and Stomp's going to slow everyone down. If they had an Earth Splitter now, this would be the time to use it. But, unfortunately, not on cooldown for another 3 seconds. Unfortunate timing. Naga Siren, in the meantime, pushing out topside with Boots of Travel. Doesn't have any mana once again. It's usually why we see Arcane Boots on Naga Siren. She is a very, very mana-reliant hero. Frost Blast going to land on a couple. There's the Earth Splitter. Will kill Ballbuster. No, it won't. Just barely missing. Earth Splitter for the 3rd time in a row, resulting in absolutely no damage on the enemy team. But that's okay, because they're just occupying the time of Cutthroat Syndicate. Duck Life has a free bailout in the Song of the Siren. There's no way to burn her mana on the Cutthroat Syndicate side. And therefore, you have to let her go. There's no way to lock her down. Again, there are no hard stuns on the Cutthroat Syndicate side, and she's going to walk out. Easy. No, she wants to fight? No, they're fighting on the bottom side. Auron's taking a lot of damage from this Weaver. Does have a Desolator up, and Auron is going to die. A free one for the Weaver. The ultimate from the Crystal Maiden gets dropped, but it's not really doing too much. The chain's going to Geki. Fire Spirit's going to get thrown. Ballbuster might die. He will die, but still a lot of damage being returned to him. The physical damage from Weaver is intense. He's going to get out of the cold feet with the jump out, and Grave is going to be the one to pay the price does have a shallow grave for himself, but really it's not going to be enough. In the meantime, the illusions destroying the ranged Raxes on bottom side. Melee Raxes are going to assume to follow. Grave needs a shallow grave himself, healing himself, not the correct choice. But illusions, look at these, just 3 illusions, just destroying the melee Raxes. Of course, 1 catapult, Cardi getting an assist there as well. But 3 down for the Roguemark side. They take the top tier 3 tower as well as the ranged Rax, however, so they're going to be completely okay with that. And now Agent Flow, it's going to be a little bit dangerous. A lot of physical damage on the Weaver, and oh, now he does know it. Chains, not going to be enough. Sleight of Fist, not going to be enough either. Geki is absolutely dishing with this Desolator. Alright, so I think Roguemark now realize that they cannot kill the Weaver 1v1. That's just not going to happen. It's a lot of damage on this Weaver, just a lot of damage. They have to team up for him, or they could pretty much ignore him and kill everyone else. I mean, everyone else on the Cutthroat Syndicate side is dying very, very quickly. I think if they just group up, they might just be able to take a good fight, especially if they actually land this Earth Splitter, or Song of the Siren Earth Splitter combination. Cutthroat Syndicate are actually a pretty good defensive team. They put down the Tombstone, they fire off Ice Blasts consistently, throw out some swarms, whatnot. When they leave their base like this, it gets a lot more dangerous for them. They don't really have angles for, you know, perfect Ice Blast, which is really a large part of their damage. That and Geki. Chain Frost, not too reliant with all these illusions walking around. I guess clearing off the illusions is nice and everything, but you kind of want to be killing heroes with it instead. Yeah, this time Roguemark are going to chill in their own base, constantly send out the illusions, and they have all the time in the world. They have this going on in top lane. It's going to be slowly pushed out because of these mega range creeps, doing a little bit more damage than your average creep. And now it looks like they potentially want to go for Roshan. I don't really think they could do this. They don't have any lifesteal. The enemies are, well, if the enemy is just abandoned ship, then I guess you can do it. If you get a double damage rune, I guess you can do it. No, Duck Life's just going to start. He's not the tankiest Naga Siren in the world, and he does have illusions to tank. In case you're wondering how to do this, you make the illusions, grab them, and then by default the move key is M. So you press M, click Roshan, and then your illusions are going to give him a hug and not attack him, because they only actually dispel if you issue an attack command. There's the Weave, keeping everyone pretty healthy, and Dazzle's going to do his part with Shadow Waves as well. It's a free Aegis and Roshan for the Naga Siren. It looks like bottom lane is once again going to be the order of business. 900 gold on this Naga Siren after picking up a Lincoln Sphere, actually. It's not a terrible choice, I would say. I guess it protects you against Cold Feet, which is pretty annoying. Frost Blast. Viper Strike, hopefully. I mean, that's the dream right there for Naga Siren, but if she's just split pushing, then I think this might be a smarter decision. Although, I like Heart and Naga Siren. It's a little more expensive, obviously, but I think the results are just so much better than Lincoln Sphere. Because if there was like a Magic Missile or a swap on the other end, then I would understand, but right now, I don't really know if it's enough to warrant a Lincoln Sphere. The rest of the Roguemark team just pushing out the mid lane. Ballbuster getting absolutely destroyed by Agent Flow. One Desolator, one Battle Fury. I guess there would always be one Desolator. Wouldn't really think of a time when there wouldn't be. And Sleight of Fist is going to continuously chunk down the enemies. Bug's going to fly. Tombstone is up. Agent Flow going to get dropped to half HP from one hit of the Weaver. You know, it's not terribly huge damage. It's okay. It's average. Duck Life is still pushing down this bottom lane, and this tower is going to drop very, very quickly. There is a fortification, and they should burn it right now if they want to save this tower, and they will, but the creep wave spawns at the exact same moment, so, you know, Duck Life's going to be forced away, but at the same time, the rest of the 4 Roguemark heroes, they're just going to take down your tier 2. Fortification is down. Roguemark spent absolutely nothing to get it, and Naga Siren is destroying Ancient Apparition with Radiance Burn, and Illusions, of course. Now the base is almost going to be in full breach. Was that a smoke? No, okay, I'm just hallucinating again. Heal bombs being thrown out. Naga Siren going toe-to-toe with the Weaver. But really, as long as Agent Flow is here, he's just going to constantly throw out these Sleights of Fist and just, you know, destroy Ballbuster and Woodlock. That was a large portion of their health, and this is an obnoxiously low cooldown. Like, he could just keep doing this until the cows come home. He will do this literally until the game ends, or until they get an opening. And really, for Cutthroat Syndicate, there's nothing they could do. Undying doesn't have the regen or any sort of resistance in order to block that. He's going to be forced to constantly base, and once you get the good opportunity where you find someone out and the Undying's in the base, or in the fountain rather, then it's go time. But instead they're going to split them up even more. Agent Flow, yeah, he's got this. Again, there's no stun here. So Agent Flow can do this all day long until the Weaver gets here at least. But Weaver has his hands full. He's trying to deal with these Naga Siren illusions, and Naga Siren is not really making it easy for that Weaver. Constantly pushing that out, and now they're going to shift their attention up. I think this is actually the smarter move. Melee Rax is still available up on the top side, and the travel time between top and bottom is a lot more than mid and bottom. And you can still do stuff like this if you're Agent Flow, so, you know, why not? It could only be good things. Ballbuster is going to pop the Flesh Golem. The Earth Splitter goes out, is going to miss onto everything. No, actually will hit Woodlock because he walks right into it. He does have mech and he will pop it, but it's not going to do enough. Chain Frost can be bouncing around. Going to be doing pretty much nothing. It's a triple kill for Agent Flow. And in the meantime, Duck Life is on the bottom side. There's just so much split pushing here from Roguemark, and it is just going to be overwhelming for the Cutthroat Syndicate. Agent Flow, I don't really know where you're going. Woodlock's going to lock him down. There is the Shallow Grave. Can do a little bit more damage. Is the Ember Spear before he does go down, but Forest Staff, that's not going to save him. The Weaver's going to go to town on the two supports, but already two sets of Raxes have been lost. Mid lane is going to take a little bit of damage from the Elder Titan. He'll retreat as well. Naga Siren is around, does still have the Aegis. She could just run with the Viper and kill him off with Radiance Burn or add a Riptide, because that is cool as well. Get him with the Radiance. Got him. And then, well, Cycloned up into the air, and then going to get a free kill onto Tin Can. That's a good one, too. It's going to be initiated upon by Geki. Song of the Siren is there, but he wants to use the Aegis first. I think that's a good decision. He could actually turn around and fight this Weaver one-on-one. No, just Song of the Siren walk. That's fine. Now, the Weaver can choose to chase this Naga Siren out, but again, Naga Siren, if she turns around, it'll be a close fight for a 500 HP Weaver. So Roguemark, they lose a couple heroes. Not a terribly huge deal when you consider the fact that there are two Raxes down now. And mid lane is going to be looking like a very, very tasty treat for Roguemark as soon as everyone respawns. So it's going to be respawn into a move down the middle lane. And if not a move, then, you know, occasionally pressing Sleight of Fist. Crit. Only one Battle Fury? Damn. We need more cleave, guys. More cleaves. Butterfly is going to be picked up from Naga Siren. I don't know if Weaver could duel the Naga Siren now. It's level 20 versus level 20, but this Butterfly is going to make things so much easier for the Naga Siren. His evasion is not... Well, I mean, there is a Demon Edge, so he could go into MKB if he sees that Butterfly, but he already has the crit, so odds are the only thing that's on his mind is Daedalus. And although that's going to help kill off the Naga Siren sometimes, 30% of the time it won't. Everyone's going to be pushing down the middle lane. Duck Life still just farming up whatever he could find in the enemy jungle. Cutthroat Syndicate, they are not really looking too good this game. There's 20k, 10k advantage in golden experience respectively. Net worth, Naga Siren is absolutely trucking everyone with such an early Radiance. It's really hard to stop this Naga Siren farm, especially when there's all this split pushing going around as well. Slowly chipping down this tower as Naga Siren puts even more momentum down towards bottom lane. And Cutthroat Syndicate, they need a miracle fight right now. But really, their miracle fight involves Chain Frost, lucky non-crits from the Ember Spirit, and not having this happen. Bob Loblaw is going to be destroyed. Oh, he's going to dodge it with the Yule Scepter. There's the ultimate from the CM doing absolutely nothing. Agent Flow is in the middle of everything with the shield on, but it's not going to be enough to survive. But Duck Life is going to cleave through everyone with the Radiance, with the Butterfly damage. Geki's on the run. Needs a little bit more damage to bring him down. It's the Radiance Burn that does it. It's a triple kill for Duck Life. Where's the Ancient Apparition? He escaped somehow. Dive the fountain. You gotta get this kill. Make it 4. Yes, make it 4. It's an ultra kill for Duck Life, and there's the GG call, ladies and gentlemen. 36 minutes in, 21-31. We're gonna be moving on to round number 2. Congratulations to Roguemark, and unfortunately, because Cutthroat Syndicate lost, they cannot get my 75% off coupon, which I promised to one of their players for some Shogun something. Skulls of the Shogun. Yeah, I said that Bob Loblaw could get it if he won, but he didn't, so, yeah, what are you going to do? Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Stick around. We'll be back for another game in a little bit.